Welcome to Alistair's Golf. Today I'm going to have a look at Bernd's golf swing and Trackman numbers. Very impressive player, and he's doing very well on the European Tour. So as we start to look at his kind of Trackman numbers, to be honest, they're all fairly good. What I try and do with a lot of players I would teach anyway normally is try and pick maybe one box or two boxes of these and then relate that to the golf swing. What I use this Trackman for is a bit like an accountant's version of what happens at impact. And obviously look at the ball flight too and use my eyes. So when we look at Bernd's sort of Trackman data here, there's only really kind of one column that sticks out as being out of whack or out of sync, and that's his swing plane number. The swing plane number at 68.9 degrees is very high. Even for a tall chap, it's still higher than we normally see. What you tend to see with most tall players is around 60 degrees, and if it's a particularly tall chap, you might get 61, 62 at a push. But if you look at some of my other sort of reviews and some other tall players, you'll see some of the players are even in the 50s. Like Thorbjorn, he's in 57 odd degrees. So there's a big difference between the sort of plane angle they produce at impact. The rest of his numbers are very good. Path and face fantastic. Distance fantastic. Spin on the ball, smash factors, so how efficient he is excellent. This is a 6-iron data. And angle attack, you could possibly say, is a little bit shallow. We normally look to see that about 4 degrees hitting down on the ball rather than 2.6. But otherwise, excellent stuff. When we then start to look at his golf swing and posture and stuff, his posture, albeit a little bit kind of rounded in the upper spine, is very well balanced. So the balance is probably more important to me than some of the other things. So if we look then at the golf swing, this is the kind of thing I'd normally do, look at why that swing plane might be high. We start to look at the kind of cause and effect. So backswing wise, he moves it back on quite a nice plane, albeit the right wrist is pointing a little bit too much down towards the golf ball for me rather than opening up. And if you look at the kind of some of the other tour players' swings I've done, you'll see some of them open that wrist up beautifully and others are in a very similar position to this. So then as he goes to the top of the swing from there, all that happens is as he continues, because he has that right wrist in that slight position at the top, he gets the club cross line. So if you're a player that gets the club cross line at the top, much like myself, quite often it's caused by takeaway. We'll also see there that his left knee moves out a little bit. Again, we haven't got the face-on view here to look at to see if there's a reason behind that. But obviously there's a little bit of left knee weight going down there, which will possibly affect how his spine moves too. Then as we look at how he moves from there into the downswing, he does a really good job. The club now starts to trace the plane beautifully. As it gets down just into pre-impact, comes, marginally, if anything, from the inside, as we'll see there's 0.7 of a degree. But we'll notice here when he returns the club, it's at a higher position than it was at the start, and this is pretty normal. The key with kind of this data is it's higher than we probably want it to be. And then what happens is he sort of goes through the ball from there. What we see then is the right arm tends to separate a little bit too much from the body there. And you see this kind of gap appear just in the swing, just right there. So what I'd want to see really going forward would be this gap to reduce. We might put a glove under his right arm there to get some more connection, but from a physical point of view, we might look at some sort of scapular control and in around the serratus, some rhomboids and those kind of muscles to get him stronger in those areas. We might do some kind of tubing drills just to find that firing up so he gets this kind of more natural connection through the golf ball. What would he gain from that? It'd be purely sort of club face control. And again, based on one swing here, we don't know how good his club face control is. I don't coach the player, so if I was watching his ball flight in the range, we might be able to make a decision based on then his club face control needs addressing. If his club face control is good and ball flight is continually good even under pressure, then it might be something that you say, well, it's just a characteristic and not something that needs to be changed. So one of the take-home messages I'll probably say from some of these swing reviews I do is, probably no golf swing's perfect. We can always find little flaws in it, but it's a case of making a judgment on whether they need to be changed, and that's got to be based on solid evidence. A lot of my coaching, we base it on kind of ball flight, Trackman, stats if we can, watching the player play, looking at ball flight. Then from there making the decision what's needed and how we're going to go forward and whether it's worth the kind of work to make the change. So bear that in mind. Make sure you consult a pro if you can. Send me an online clip if you like. I do a special offer. If you like the video, please subscribe, like the video, and check out the rest of my kind of YouTube clips on PGA and European Tour players from the playlist.